Unless you're doing like really interesting something, I'll just
Okay.
let you go, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Anytime.
My name is Paul Wilkinson. I'm in the Faculty of Environmental Studies. I'm a professor of environmental studies, but also about to be named university professor. One of the things that I bring to my teaching is personal experience. Too many times people, I think, are teaching about subjects that they've never really been there or done that kind of thing. The things that I teach about in the main are things that I can talk about from personal experience. So, for instance, when I teach a course on protected area management, I can talk about knowledgeably about Canada's national parks because I have been a member of the panel on the ecological integrity of Canada's national parks. And I've been to something like 29 national parks. So I can talk about the people there, the people I know. I can talk about what it's like to work in a national park, what it's like to be a visitor in a national park. And I can talk about ecological issues. For example, one of the lectures that I do is about maintaining natural processes in parks. And I use a videotape of a Sofa Mountain fire in 1999 outside of Waterton Lakes National Park. And the people who produced it are Parks Canada employees. They're people that I know. In the film, there are also local residents who talk about their experience with Parks Canada and actually say they weren't sure whether or not Parks Canada really wanted the fire to be put up because after all, fire can be useful. And then they talk to ranchers. Well, I've talked to those same kinds of ranchers, and I know how much they care about the land and about natural processes. When I talk about tourism, international tourism, I use examples from places that I've worked and lived, whether it be the south of France or the Caribbean or Indonesia. And once again, talking about protected areas, marine protected areas, I can talk about being on a reef at 75 feet, doing a drift dive off Sulawesi and coming across a fish, a huge fish, 200-pound fish in a cage. And I couldn't figure out what it was. So I talked to my dive master afterwards, and I was told that fish was caught illegally in a marine park, is put in a steel cage, and probably tonight or the next night, a trawler from another country is going to come in, take that fish out of the water, pay the fisher a good amount of money, but then take it back to their home country and sell it for $1,000 a pound as sushi on a hoof. So I've lived those kinds of experiences, and I ask my students to reflect upon them. And one of the ways I do that is, particularly in tutorials, of being able to ask them, what are your experiences? And many of the students come with experiences that are relevant. So, for example, I had one master's student who talked about her experience of having been a sailing instructor to blind children, which was quite an amazing kind of experience. Or people who have traveled to other areas, who just gave a presentation in one of my classes about the Arches National Park in the United States in Utah. And one of the things she brought along was a diagram of a proposed artificial arch that they would build in order to allow tourists to climb it. So we learned a lot from those kinds of experiences. And I urge my students, when they go to do their research, field research, or their major papers or their theses, that they go out and get into the real world and learn from it and bring it back to the classroom. So experience, personal experience, both for me and for our students, is a major part of my teaching. Okay?
Great.